Coach, they fought hard, tied the ball game with about 4 minutes to go. Talk about after the timeout, you know, they went on a 9-0 run and really kind of pulled away from you. What happened during that run, Coach?
Well, we had a couple empty possessions. And we had a foul 25 feet away from the basket. And then they made a couple shots. So I mean, it was you know, good plays on their part. You know, the empty possession hurt us when you get some momentum going and you come up empty with the offensive foul and Brandy. And then they score the next time down we foul again. We didn't really make them score out of their offense. So that, I mean, that was a little bit disappointing to fight back and get yourself in the game and then give up points that way without making them score through their offense.
Coach, Brandy had the hot hands, and she ends up, you know, she's on the bench during that run. In retrospect, do you need to have her out there, you know, in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, I need to have her out there for about 40 minutes if we could, but she can't play 40 minutes right now. You know, there was 4:23 on the clock. I thought I'd catch a quick break for her, and then we didn't. You know, they scored. You know, and Heidi's a good player, and Heidi might be a better defensive player in the post. So it's not like we were deficient in that position with the substitution. I thought Heidi did a fine job. It wasn't. You know, it wasn't we took Brandy out and they killed us inside with the big kid. You know, it was we took Brandy out and then, you know, we made mistakes at the other 4 positions. So, I mean, obviously, there's a calmness and a presence with Brandy on the floor, and that helps. But it's early, and it's something we got to be able to play without her on the floor as well.
Coach, what did they show you? You know, making that big comeback and just getting up to that 4-minute mark. You know, how much did they show you to have resilience and to tie that ball game late?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with that. We just flat out didn't play very good basketball in the first half. I mean, we weren't playing real hard. We weren't cutting. You know, we gave up some really easy shots, and we talked about it at halftime and came out and showed some improvement. So I was happy with that aspect of it. You know, just disappointed that, you know, we had another game that we got a chance to try to close it out and we just don't do it. But it's a learning process. It's a non-conference game. You know, if we can learn from this, then it would definitely be a positive for us.
Coach, it may be a little early, but what do you feel the team needs to improve on to perhaps get a win on Wednesday night?
Everything. I mean, we got to get better across the board. We don't defend ball screens real well. You know, the first 2 teams we played ran all ball screens, so this is the first time we had to defend a legitimate low post player, and you can see by the stats that we didn't do a very good job of it. You know, so we got to get better at defending. You know, I think we're making progress with the ball screens, but you know, we got to be able to defend that. We got to be able to defend the low post play. You know, we got to get more efficient offensively. I mean, we're still shooting the ball at a horrific rate. You know, so offensively, we got to clean that up. We still are turning the ball over too much. We got out rebounded again. So, I mean, I can honestly say we need to get better at every facet of the game. And you know, we're going to practice Monday. We have tomorrow off. We're going to practice Monday and Tuesday and try to improve something. And then, you know, we're not going to be perfect against Bucknell. I mean, we're going to make plenty of mistakes against Bucknell, and then we'll try to improve those mistakes before we play Ohio on Saturday. So, I mean, it's very much a work in progress. We've got a lot of young kids, and you know, as I've said before, even our senior is young because she's never played in our system before. So we got to learn. We got a lot to learn about. Our zone defense out of bounds was just terrible tonight. We got manipulated a little bit. So I mean, we got a lot of stuff to work on, and you know, it's the middle of November, and I'm not too bent out of shape about it because I thought, at least in the second half, we finally got effort that we needed to win the game. We didn't execute to win the game, but we got the effort to win the game, and execution is something we can clean up, and we'll try to do that this week.
Coach, you going to feel like you're at a disadvantage every time you see a 6'2", 6'3" forward?
No, because that's what we're going to see. I mean, that's just what we're going to see, and we have it, believe it or not, we have a defensive system in place to guard those kids. We just aren't very good at it yet. And, you know, I didn't really expect to be very good at it because, like I said, we spent 2 weeks preparing for ball screens. I mean, Pitt ran all ball screens, BG runs nothing but ball screens. We haven't had to defend an interior post player yet until tonight. So now you defend it, you know, you get it on tape, and now you can make improvements Monday and Tuesday in practice. And, you know, hopefully we'll get better at it. But we're going to see it. I mean, we're going to see it the whole month of January and February. We're going to see 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" post players. So we got to be able to guard them. And like I said, I think we have a system in place to do it. We just need to learn that system and become more efficient at it.
Coach, you had Tiara point for the first game of Macy seeing the start the last couple games. What's the rationale behind that choice? Just
No, there is none. There is none. I mean, we're just trying to figure out who plays well together. You know, Tiara's obviously recovering from an injury. We missed the BG game and didn't get a lot of reps in practice this week. You know, so just trying to figure out. We're still trying to figure out who should be on the floor, who shouldn't be. I mean, obviously Brandy needs to be on the floor, but trying to figure out who plays well with her, and you know, it's hard to evaluate because we haven't played against a low post player till today, and that's obviously something that we have to be able to defend. So being able to figure out what our best options are is still a work in progress, and we're still trying to evaluate players. So I don't have any idea who'll start on Wednesday. I do. Brandy will start. And after that, I don't know. We'll see what happens Monday and Tuesday in practice, and we'll continue to evaluate and see what kind of improvement we make.
you talk about Brandy, obviously a great game for her with 29 points. It seems like she's really adapting to the system well, as opposed to last year where she was kind of just stuck, like you mentioned, stuck at the backboard. Now she's really being able to feel the court a lot more. You got to be excited and encouraged with what she's able to bring to the offense.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, she works hard offensively, and you know, she's a good player, so it's easy to make an offense where Brandy looks good. I mean, she's a good basketball player. You know, so we gotta continue to improve. I mean, she has room to improve offensively. She has room to improve defensively, and we're gonna try to get her better, just like we're trying to get everybody else better. But yeah, I'm very pleased with where she is today, and I hope, you know, in January she's not exactly the same place. Hopefully, we can make her a better player yet.
Does the team still struggle with shot selection? Shot 18 threes, only made 3.
Yeah.
A couple of ill-advised threes out there.
So there were some terrible threes. I mean, ill-advised is kind. Yeah, we don't. You know, in our offense, there's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes it doesn't look like that, and that means we're not running it correctly. But when we're running it correctly, there's a lot of moving parts. So every kid's got to be able to read screens, everybody's set screens. Everybody's got to be able to see what the defense is doing, and everybody's got to be able to recognize driving lanes. You know, some kids have done better than others at recognizing those driving lanes. And at times we're not real good at, we drive into people a lot. At BG we drove it into people a lot. Tonight we drove into people less. But yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. We're not going to be very good. We're not going to be very good on Wednesday. I can assure you that. We're not going to be a finished product on Wednesday. This is something that we're continually trying to get better. It's a learning process. We've got a bunch of new kids that are trying to learn how to play a completely different system than any of them have ever played before. And it's not something that's going to look good in the middle of November right now. You know, hopefully it's something that looks good in December and January when we get into conference play. But right now it's just a work in progress, offensively and defensively.